Alright class, how's it going? Today we're going to learn how to make a Space Invaders game. Got a quick finished, well, not finished, but halfway finished product. So I'm going to run it. Here is our invaders. They're going across. And if I press the space bar, wow, we shoot some bullets. That's pretty cool. And if I move left, hey, look at that. And press the D key and move over here. It's a little sketchy right now because of all the things about my crappy computer. And it's not keeping up. Anyways, that's the plan for right now. Give me a second. I have a daughter that's asking for my attention. I'll be right back. Okay, so that was what it looks like it's running. Notice there's no collision detection yet. I'm going to show that in a later tutorial. All I want to do today, or this first tutorial, is having the aliens move across the screen. And that's it. So that's what this first tutorial is. I'm going to close it. Okay, so open up a blank VB. I called mine Space Invader Tutorial. You can call yours Space Invader. First thing you're going to want to do is go and get a picture of the invaders. So let's go grab that. I simply went Space, Invader, Alien, and we're going to hit the image button. It's always scary hitting image, what pictures are going to show up. I hope everything's appropriate. And I use this guy right here. So always try to get the biggest version of it. Download, copy that to your documents, cut it up in either Photoshop or Fireworks, and make sure that the background has been deleted. I've done it already, students, so if you want to use the one I made, it is inside the pickup folder, or the assignment folder. Let's go back to VB. We're going to grab a picture box, and we're going to insert the picture of our alien. That. Draw it on here. Not too big. Okay, we're going to rename that PB Alien. PB stands for picture box, of course, not peanut butter. Alien. Hopefully I spell alien right. If I say peanut butter, hopefully you don't get too hungry, right? Because you guys aren't allowed to eat in the computer lab. Right, Kelsey? Brittany? Alright, we are going to change the image over here. We're going to click on that, and we're going to locate it wherever it's saved in your documents. Mine happens to be number 3. Click open. The kids are playing with a Woody doll, so apologize for that noise. And I'm going to just slide this over. If you want it to be, can you hang on a second? Sorry, folks. Okay, I'm back. Well, I guess for you guys it's probably instant. Anyways, I'm going to make the form a little bit bigger. So our alien's going to travel across here. And literally what we want to happen is we want this alien, picture box alien, to travel left. As soon as it hits this, we want it to go down. And we want it to travel to the right. As soon as it hits this, we want it to go down. And we want it to travel back to the left. And so on and so forth. We are going to do it using a timer. So let's grab a timer right now. And then remember, it's alphabetical over there. So you got that, Ryan. T comes after S and R, if you're having trouble with that. Class, that was a joke. It's okay if you laughed during that part. Code's going to go inside the timer. So let's double click it. So we're inside timer tick. And what we're going to do is we're going to move the picture box alien. We're just going to move it to the left. Remember, it has a dot left property. Okay, its dot left property, if you ever want to look at, happens to be over here under location, and we got dot left would be the X variable, so 396 is where it's at. If I move it this way, it's now 219. So we're going to minus it until it gets to 0. When it gets to 0, we're going to do something else. Back to our code. Just going to click on the code view. Alright, here we go. We got picture box alien. Oh, my computer is really slow. Picture box alien, dot left, because that's the property. And we are going to subtract number from it. So we're going to go minus equals. This is VB convention. It's an operator. And in this case, you're going to take whatever it was before, and you're going to do this to it. And you're going to apply this operator. So in this case, this was 296. We're going to minus 5 from 296. And then this is just going to loop endlessly. Let's go back to our design, go back to our timer, and we'll change our interval here to 10 because 100 is really slow. Now if we run it, it should just go to the left. Let's double check. Speedy computer. And I guess we have to turn the timer on. That would be nice, hey? Gotta stop debugging. Let's go to the form load. Double click the gray to get to the form load. Now we're just gonna enable the timer. PB, no, timer 1 dot enabled is equal to true. Alright, try that now. Speedy, really fast. Probably think of something funny. Hey, there she goes, and goodbye. That's great. That's wonderful, Belgian. Thanks for teaching me nothing. So, on to the lesson. We want to, once it gets to 0, we want to switch the direction. So let's put an if statement. If picture box alien dot left. Okay, let me try zooming in here. Okay, is that fancy? I'm just learning this stuff, kids. So, you know, okay. If picture box alien dot left, what's going on over here? Let me get rid of that. Dot left is less than 0. Then, what do we want to happen? Then, we want to switch the rotation. Actually, first we want it to drop down. Right? So if I go back to the design, when it gets to 0, which is right here, we want it to go down. Right? So I'm going to put this back. Go back to code view. Click. Alright. So if it gets to 0, we want to say the height of it is going to go. So remember, this is the height right here, this line. And we want that height, once it gets to the line, to go down about what? The height of the picture box. Does that make sense? Back to code. Alright. Therefore, PB alien dot top is going to be, again, we're going to add, actually this time we're adding to it because it gets bigger. And what are we going to add? We're going to add the height of the picture box. So we're going to add PB alien dot height, and then because we don't want them right on top of each other, we're just going to add another 5. So we're going to add another 5 here. Okay, we're going to put this in brackets just because of bed mass and make sure that PB handles everything in order. So we're going to add whatever this number is. Next, we want to switch the rotation of it. Okay, so we're going to do something fancy here. Instead of 5, we're going to declare a variable, and we're just going to switch the sign of the variable. So if it was positive, we're going to switch it to negative. If it was negative, we're going to switch it to positive. So let's declare a variable. Where does that take place? Remember, class? We should know this. It's always in the general declarations. And we're going to call this alien move. So dim alien move, and it's an integer because it's just holding numbers. Integer. Okay. Where do we want to make sure that we give it a value? Where do we do that? Hey, the form load. Remember, if you don't have the form load, you can get it by hitting this drop down and this drop down, or you can go to the form design and then click anywhere it's gray. But I had mine open already. So in here we want to assign alien move a value, and I'm going to go 5. Now guess what? If you wanted your alien to move faster, you could increment this to 10 or 15. If you wanted to go slower, you can put it to lower. So now instead of this PB alien going to the left by 5 every time, we're going to have it go to the left by the variable we just made. Yeah, that's pretty fancy, eh? Now, remember I said, all right, when we get to this 0 point, we now want to go down a little bit. We did. And we want to switch the sign of this. So if it was positive, we want it to be negative. If it was negative, we want it to be positive. Now think for a second, math class. How do we switch the sign of any number? Raise your hand. Just kidding. This is a computer. You can't talk to it. If you tried, Ashton, then it probably didn't work, right? That was another joke, class. I hope you laughed. We are going to do what? We're going to times it by -1. Right? Anything you times by -1, it's going to flip the sign. So if it gets to 0, sorry, it gets less than 0, we're going to bump it down in this line. Then we're going to flip the sign. And that's it. Now if we run it, let's zoom out of here. If we run it, it should go to the left. Hang on, sorry guys, let me stop. Here's what the issue is. Whenever I press F9 and F10, my keyboard commands also work in VB. Okay, so there he goes. He's going to go down, and he's going to go to the right. But we haven't said anything to stop when you get to this edge. Whoop, there you go. See you later, buddy. Have a good trip. And he just goes on forever. So now, we need to figure out, all right, when you get to this edge, we want you to go down and then come back across this way, right? So let's think about that for a second. This one isn't 0. It is going to be the width of the form. Does that make sense? So the width of the form is going to give you a number, and that is going to be way over here. Hey, look, size. I'm going to make sure that we're in the form. Plus, and there it is. The width is 705. But you guys it's all going to be different. So we're just going to use a variable, not a variable. We're going to use the form itself to tell us how big it is. But think about it. We have a dot left property here. If that dot left matches, it's actually going to be right there. Then it's going to go down. Then it's going to come across. We actually want it to go to this point. So if we think we want when the dot left of the alien plus the width of the alien is greater than the width of the form, then come back. Okay? Make sense? Sure it does. Sure it doesn't, probably. Anyways, and we're back inside our timer. Alright, let's zoom in here. See, of course, whenever I hit F9, this happens. What's going on? Let's try this again. Whoop. There we go. Alright, so now we have -1. So now, if it's less than 0, this is going to happen. So we also want to have another condition. It's not going to be an AND, it's going to be an OR. So if either one is true, we want this part to execute. So now what do we want? Let's think about this for a second. We've got the picture box alien, dot left, plus the width of the picture box alien, dot width. I'm going to put that in brackets, again, bed mask, just so that VB handles all this. Sorry, my mouse is not over here, so the zoom wasn't there. I'm just learning this, alright guys? Don't be so critical. If you are critical, you can leave a comment. If this is on YouTube, and say, wow, you're really bad at this. And I will take it hard, probably cry myself to sleep and never make a tutorial again. And give you a failing grade. Just kidding. Please don't tell your parents that. If this is bigger than the width of the form. Now, if we want to reference the width of the form, because we're in the form itself, we're in form 1 over here, so VB calls it me. So me dot width. Let's think about that. Alright, so VB. So if that's true, so if it gets to there, then same deal. What do we want to happen? We want to increment the height and flip the sign. Okay? Increment the height, flip the sign. Just ignore that button click again. It's because I zoomed in. I'm going to zoom out here, and I might operate as well. So I'm going to zoom out, and looks good. Oh, and it's going to play it automatically because I zoomed out. And it doesn't like this because of all these fancy things I'm doing. So let's play it again. And now let's take a look, see what's happening, see if we got it right. Goes over here. Bam, our if statement is true, gets executed. Comes over here. If statement is true, and it gets executed. Pretty fancy stuff, eh? Kind of proud of myself. It's my first tutorial. So be sure to like this. Give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment, say, wow, this is exciting. Please give me an A+, Belgian. Alright, let's X out of this. And that's it for the first one. Tune in later for tutorial number 2. So long.